Hello everyone, this is Melissa with Enchanted Emerald bringing you your monthly reading for Sagittarius Sun, Moon, Rising for February 2022. And as we get started here, as always, I just like to remind everybody that my go-to deck for my readings is the traditional Rider-Waite deck. So that is the deck that I'm going to be using today as I step into the energy for you, Sag. What I notice here is that you have the Empress coming up, and it's accompanied for the 1st through the 5th. Not only with the Empress, you come up with the King of Swords, cutting things out, and making a decision possibly with that Two of Swords as well. So you have the Empress coming in with this beautiful, fertile, goddess type energy, god or goddess type energy coming in. And so I feel as though, this is coming in with this energy of like, that you can rule the world and you have the keys to the kingdom. Like you hold the keys to the kingdom, all right? And you're building this kingdom and you feel as though you might have to make a choice at this time. You're feeling called to make a choice. Now, I feel that you are pretty unwavering in your beliefs. You've been very steadfast, Spirit says. And so, I feel like what's happening around you has caused you to feel a little bit more inclined to maybe separate, distinct aspects of your life from another. And so I feel like you might separate things in your mind where like that you're taking action, you're doing everything that you have to do, but then on the other hand, you're not relating what you're doing to the outcomes that you're getting. So it's about correlating the two and understanding that you have a direct link to what the outcome is. So all the effort and stuff that you're putting in, taking responsibility, that's going to lead to the direct outcome that you have. The satisfaction with the outcome that you have, and what outcome, your desired outcome. Is it the desired outcome that you want as a result of this effort and energy that you're going to be putting in? So yeah, I feel like there's certain aspects of your life that you can control, and of course we have certain aspects of our life that we can't control. And so it's about putting your energy and effort into the things that you can control to try to achieve the results that you want. And I feel that's a fine line, right? Because we have a tendency to want to exert control over the things that we can't control. And so it's about being mindful as well of the things that we cannot control, and, surrendering a little bit with that and accepting some of those things, and kind of working with that, going with the flow with that, surrendering to Spirit with that. So I feel like, it's important here to understand that there is no comparison. So like when you are putting your energy and your effort and your time into something, that's you. That's your version of your life. That's what makes your life overflow with joy, or overflow with love, or overflow with happiness, right? And so this is, something that you have to be mindful of, because when you are, out there in the real world, sometimes it gets a little overwhelming, and we have a tendency to kind of look maybe from a different point of view and see others maybe flourishing, right? And they're out there doing their thing, and you might see how well they're doing. Understand that that's their version, okay? So we're distinctly different people, and we have very different roads that we're on. We have very different lessons that we're here to learn. And so your time to flourish will come, and it just might be coming in at a different time. And so that's okay. Work with what you have and go with the flow, and you will also get there. Just know that you will get there. Believe that you will get there, and hold space for that. Don't compromise. I feel like there's a need to state that there's a need for you to understand, that there will be better out there for you. And so if you feel like you need to compromise and make that decision, right? And stay in something that isn't necessarily the greatest situation, or isn't exactly what you'd hoped for, and you're compromising a lot, then that's something to be mindful of. Because if you're compromising too much, then you might end up in a situation where you're not overflowing with love or happiness, right? Like we all are hoping and intending and for ourselves in our lives. So, I feel like it's really important to attract more joy and attract more love into our life as well, because that's something that we not only create, but we can attract those situations to ourselves, those opportunities to ourselves, and things that are meant for us. So we can start to magnetize that to us by creating more joy and creating more love. And, so extending a helping hand to somebody, right? Random acts of kindness. I feel like designating time to do what is important for you is really something that you should be doing. And also doing, designating time to do what you love, right? And so if you're very lucky, and I feel like if you're on the right path, what you love and what's important will both be the one and the same, right? But yeah, what's important for you might not always be exactly what you love. It might be one of those responsibilities, and that's okay too. So moving into the 6th through the 12th, we have the 10 of Pentacles coming in with the Strength card. Very drawn to that lion, right? That lion's gonna roar. And then we have the 4 of Wands. So with this, I'm really feeling like you could see this week, the 6th through the 12th, Sag, you could see some things happening around you. There are going to be indicators that some big changes are on the horizon, okay? So pay attention to your surroundings. There's definitely going to be some clues there for you. I feel like with that 4 of Wands, right, that there could be a move coming in. There could be maybe even a new house, new job, right? Maybe your partner is going to be traveling. I feel a lot of different things with that 4 of Wands. I feel as though it's going to be an investment and commitment, right? If it is traveling, I feel like it could be from a colder area to a warmer area. So that's something that I'm feeling with that. Now, I feel like this is all going to be very purposeful for you, right? I feel like you're going to be very unwavering in how this plays out. It's important to take a peek at that lion, right? Because that lion's got to roar. We got to tame that lion so that lion's not roaring and unhappy, right? We want to have that lion purring like a cat. And so we need to take a look here this week, Sag, at examining the truth, right? That we need to quell the fears, all right? And so that's where that strength comes in, because I feel as though there is a fear that's kind of creeping up with this. Now, is it normal to have fears? Absolutely. Fear can be simple anxiety, right? And we can have anxiety that is good, that provokes us to do good, maybe like in an interview, right? To be on our toes and to prepare and to dress well and to look nice. And then we can have debilitating anxiety. Now, I don't feel that this is debilitating fear. I feel like this is fear, though, that has held you back for quite some time. Maybe keeps you stuck in certain situations because you'd rather stay in your comfort zone rather than to face this fear. And that's what I'm feeling. So I feel like quelling the fears here is about moving into freedom after you confront those fears. And so I feel with this, whether it's actually moving far away from family, whether it is, the job change, or whether it's being apart from your partner, however that resonates for you in this reading, Sag, I feel like this is going to be something that's going to be good for you. Spirit is saying absence makes the heart grow fonder. But it is going to be about confronting maybe that fear of abandonment, right? So really wanting to sit with that, reflect, take some time to reflect on those wounds. Maybe they have come up with your inner child, something that's happened in childhood where you felt abandoned, where you felt neglected, where you felt unheard, right? Where you felt as though you needed to be with somebody, and that your needs had fallen by the wayside, right? And so where can you put that in perspective for yourself, and how can you put that into perspective for yourself? And using the Ho'oponopo, the I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you, and repeat that over and over if you have to. You can look that up on YouTube as well. And it will you'll start to feel better and feel lighter and feel easier for you as you notice what thoughts come to your mind around that. You know, as you sit in reflection, or as you sit in meditation, or as you're out walking and you're kind of pondering that, right? Why do you feel that way? Ask yourself why you feel that way, and see what comes to mind, right? Because your higher self will answer you. So I do feel overall, though, that this will allow you to grow in affection, not only with yourself, but with others, because you will drop that feeling of needing, right? It'll come from more of a genuine and authentic place rather than from a needing place. And so it will only fuel you in terms of how you connect with others in a more beneficial way in the future. So moving into the 13th through the 19th, we have the Three of Cups with the Knight of Cups, right? Offering your cup of love, a little bit of celebration. Then rounding out the week, the Three of Swords with the Ten of Swords. So that looks a little bit scarier, right? Now, what I feel with this is, I hear this song. It's an older song. I don't know who sings that, so I apologize. But the lyrics like a rhinestone cowboy, okay? So I feel like no matter what you think is going to happen, or no matter what other people are saying, you're going to try to go for your goal, right? You're going to try to put your heart out there, find love, right? You're going to take a risk in putting your heart out there, right? And so the message here is, yeah, go ahead. Follow your dreams no matter what. Now, this could be following your dreams. Offering your cup of love could be even trying for a goal, right? This could be something that you've been doing for a while, and you're putting yourself out there over and over and over again, and you're putting in all this effort into it, and you're still hoping for that big payoff, right? And so here you are in putting that out there. And so you're a little bit disappointed, though, because I feel, with this Three of Swords, that's what brings it in, is that disappointment, right, or heartache, and then you're ending a cycle with that. So, I feel like maybe you have been hustling for a while, right? You've been trying to hustle your way to the top now, be it in an actual job situation, or reaching a goal, or really trying to get this person to see your worth or to see your value in their life. And you've been doing these romantic gestures, right? Perhaps you offered your cup of love, be it buying somebody some flowers or writing them a poem. I do feel like a big grand romantic gesture on your behalf, maybe even, for some Sag out there, it could be, a proposal of some sort. It's, Valentine's Day time, but it could also come in as, I feel like, a lights out candlelight dinner with maybe this big surprise. So maybe it's somebody's birthday and you threw them a big party, so I feel a lot of things around that. But either way, you put a lot of effort and energy and time into that, and it's not well received, is what I'm feeling. And so you might feel like your gesture was even taken the wrong way, misconstrued, and you feel like their reaction was even maybe a little bit unwarranted, right? And so, it's about, getting to this space where, even though you're feeling like you're at rock bottom, maybe right now, you can understand that if you're at rock bottom, you can only have a come up from here, right? And so understand that this is maybe how you are worried about how you come off to other people, how they perceive you, or maybe you're worried what others need or want from you, right? And so you can take a step back and you can see how maybe you can start to bring your authentic self or your genuine self into your gestures, or how you can start to be a little bit more astute and assess situations a little bit more frequently, or a little bit more keenly in terms of using that to your advantage. So like reading the room before any of that transpired, you might have understood that that might not have been well received. Perhaps this person is not in a mental or emotional space to even accept those gestures at this point. Now understand that they can only accept that love and receive that love from you if they're prepared to. I feel like this person might only see you as a friend even, right? If you're trying to do a romantic gesture. Maybe perhaps this person doesn't like surprise parties, right? So that type of thing is happening. And so that's what I'm feeling was kind of going on. It's something about the perception and how you're perceived and how you feel you need to be perceived. You're trying to fit a role and what you think that is expected of you. And all you have to do is bring your full authentic self to the table each and every day, and be genuine and be kind and speak your truth, and be more aware, right, of, you know, the social aspect, the nonverbals, the verbals, the, you know, really connecting with this person so you can start to feel out how they really feel, right? Okay. Moving into the 20th through the 28th, we have the World card. Now, I usually try to get 2 or 3 cards for the week, and several times this happened, Sag, like a whole pile of cards fell. And so like the 3rd time this happened, I just let this whole pile stay. So I have a whole nother pile for this whole 20th through the 28th. We have, these all came out together too, by the way. The Death card, which is like change, transformation, right? With the Emperor taking control. With the 4 of Pentacles, kind of having your guard up a little bit, right? 7 of Pentacles. Your grapes are not growing, but you're watching them grow. And then Chariot, right? Like charging forward. With that World card, right? Like you want to, you know, bring in these opportunities. It's come full circle and you're ready to take charge of that, right? But there's something holding you back with the 8 of Swords, right? In your mind. What story are you telling yourself? And so we're going to talk about that Lion again. From that Strength card. So this is really attesting to, you know, self-control coming through experience here. So I feel like this is going to be some form of self-regulation coming in versus playing the victim, right? You don't want to sit in a space where you're a victim. This is what this is, kind of, right? This could be like you're a victim to your thoughts. Your thoughts are taking control. You're allowing them to take control. You are believing the stories the ego is telling you, such as I can't, I can when, right? And believing that there's limitations on everything, right? And so this is kind of the victim. Like, I'm tied up and I'm bound and I can't. But that's not true. You can easily come free of that, and you can easily step forward and away from those swords. Those swords are your thoughts that are plaguing you, right? You can challenge your thoughts and you can move forward from that. So this is a whole new era, though. The world is ushering in this whole new era for you, right? You've seen that 10 of Swords. That's like, stick a fork in me, I'm done, I'm ending cycles, I'm moving on, I'm getting clarity, and I'm bringing it in to a whole new level, right? So you're ready to level up. This is the game of life, and you're ready to level up. And that's great. So this is the whole new era, okay? And so I feel like this is going to bring in, this whole new era is going to bring in, it's almost going to, like, make amends for, like, all of this feeling rejected, this whole, like, feeling of loss, right? And I'm not talking just, like, on a social level feeling rejected. I'm talking on, like, this feeling of loss of, like, maybe you feel like you've not had enough time to pursue the things that you needed to pursue. Or maybe you haven't had time to really focus on the things that you felt were important. Or maybe you feel as though you've been cheated in life in some way or another, right? Where you haven't had as many advantages offered to you, right? Well, this is where the Emperor comes in and you're taking your power back. You're like, okay, well, I'm going to manifest the heck out of my life, and I'm gonna tap into my power, and I'm gonna start to co-create this beautiful life with the universe for myself, because I'm a badass like that. And so, yeah, this is where that change comes in. You're changing. You're starting to change your perspective. You're starting to let go of the old beliefs. You can see the sun in the back of this card, though, right? That light is shining through. Your light is shining through, regardless of some of those old beliefs. You're letting that go and letting your light shine anyways, right? You're grieving an older version, possibly, of yourself, even. And so, you know, I feel like you're gladly going to take the reins of this chariot. You're gladly going to take the reins. Like, oh yeah, I love to be in control. I'll take it. I'm going to use my power, and I'm going to create this beautiful life for myself, right? But then when you get it, you're being conservative, like this Four of Pentacles. You got the reins in your hand, but you're like you're not gonna like tell the horses, hey, come on, let's go, right? You're just gonna be like, I'm in control, and I love being in control. And you do, you have control, but like, where are you going? If you're not telling these guys to take this and go, what are you doing, right? Are you thinking about your next step? Because are you over analyzing your next step, right? Are you thinking, are you worried about that? And so, you know, I feel like that Eight of Swords is really bringing in this fear of failure. That's what those thoughts are. I think it's a fear of failure, and that doubt starts to creep in for you, and then there's a need here for you to challenge that, to stop self-sabotaging yourself, stop stopping yourself, they say. So, you know, I feel like, again, it comes back to taming that lion, taming that beast inside, right? And so it's about tapping into your inner strength and creating new patterns of thinking for yourself with that Death card, changing that, and then not being afraid, confronting those fears and not being afraid, even if you start with just one step, right? Or just, you know, have these guys take the reins and have these guys go really slow at first, right? That's okay. You're making some progress. Pretty soon you'll be moving pretty quick towards your goal, right? So I feel like that's what's happening at the end of the week. Now or at the end of the month. So I feel like the 20th through the 28th, I feel like even you could see a lot of situations. The energy was very free-flowing. I feel like you could see a lot of situations showing up for you that are really showing you that you fear your power, that you fear stepping into a leadership role, that you fear loss of control, that you fear failure. You might see this showing up a lot at the end of the month, where you're seeing in a lot of different situations, things are showing up where you're feeling stuck, okay? And so that's just showing you, though, it's just showing you that you know the way out, and you are the only way out, and that you are the only one that can get yourself out of this situation. And it is by confronting your fears. It is by challenging your ego thoughts. It is by taking the reins and truly taking control, and not just of, you know, the external, but of your internal world, right? Your emotional fitness, your mental fitness, your physical fitness, right? Really getting yourself into a space where you are embracing change, and you are eradicating those behaviors, those patterns, subconscious patterns that are sabotaging your success, okay? So big moves, big shadow work, but you can do it, and I think on the other side of it, you will be doing awesome, okay? Overall advice here, Sag, we have Knight of Wands coming in with the Page of Wands and the Hanged Man. All right, so with this one, the Knight of Wands, he comes in a little bit reckless and bold. Page comes in with a lot of passion, right? He's wanting you to work on passion. And then the Hanged Man is talking about perspective. He might have a skewed perspective, right? Because he's upside down. He's looking at things from a different point of view than everybody that's standing up and walking around. And so, again, this is just kind of wrapping it all up and tying it all in, a lot of the stuff that we've said. And so it's about taking a risk here, right? We want you to get passionate about something, and then know that if you don't take a chance on something, then you're never going to get to the other side where you've confronted those fears and you've started to make progress. You're always going to feel stuck. You're always going to be in your comfort zone, right? And so know that going forward, if you choose to take a step into any direction, you can navigate that with your intuition. If it's not 100% yes, like you feel awesome about it, super excited, of course a little anxiety is normal, then it's a no though. If you aren't feeling like 100% like thrilled dancing on the ceiling, then it's not for you. That's okay. Honor that. But I do feel, again, that there's a lot of need here for surrender, because you don't have control over everything. We just think we do. And so it's okay to surrender some things to spirit. It's okay to take the steps that you feel guided to get you to where you want to be and need to be. And in through all of that, you know, it will be, you know, taking steps toward confronting those fears, overcoming some of that over-analyzing, that paranoia, whatever's coming in with that Eight of Swords, and that those fears that you have to overcome, and quelling that inner beast, right? And having the strength to overcome that. And through all of that, you will ultimately gain a new perspective. Okay, so beautiful read here for you, Sag. I do so hope that this resonates for you. As always, not all general readings can resonate for everybody. If you're interested in your own personal reading, you can hit me up at the square site in the description box below, or at enchantedemeraldny@gmail.com. You can email me, or you can hit me up on Facebook at Enchanted Emerald in the messenger. As always, I'll be back with another read for you guys again soon. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. Don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button below. And if you know another Sagittarius that's near and dear to your heart that could benefit from hearing this message as well, please don't hesitate to share this. And I hope you all have an amazing evening. Thank you so much. Take care.